Ladies and gentlemen, today being the day fixed by the Constitution for the convening of the Congress of the Philippines for its first regular session once a year, the first session of the third regular session of the Senate in the 19th Congress of the Philippines. It is hereby called to order. May I ask Senator Amy to kindly lead the chamber in prayer.
Mahal na Panginoon, nakayuko kaming lahat ng aking mga kababayan bilang tanda ng aming lubos na pasasalamat at pagmamahal sa iyong kadakilaan. Kami, bilang isang bansang patuloy na natututo at tumitibay, ay sa iyo lamang lumililong sa mga panahon ng pagsubok at walang kasiguraduhan. Bigyan mo po ang inyong Senado ng biyaya ng karunungan upang unawain ang tunay na kalagayan ng aming lipunan. Bigyan mo po kami ng katapangan upang maipaglaban ang kapakanan at katotohanan para sa aming mga kapwa Pilipino, maging sino man ang katinggali. Bigyan mo po sa amin ang puso at awa na aming mabigyan lunas ang kanilang mga daing at dalamhati. Pagkat labis ang paghihirap po ng aming mga kababayan, mataas ang presyo ng mga bilihin, higit sa lahat ang bigas. Marami pong nagugutom, maraming malungkot at nawawalan ng pag-asa. At gaya po ng sinabi noon ng aking ama, for every tear, a victory. Igawad niyo po sa amin, Panginoon, ang tagumpay. Lalo na ngayon, napakaraming nagdurusa. Isuklob po ninyo kami sa mga naghahamon sa aming karagatan ng gerang walang nagtatagumpay. Patuloy niyo pong mahalin at pagpalain ang Pilipinas, patatagin ang inyong Senado at ang buong kapulungan ng aming bansa. Pangalagaan ng Vice Presidente, Inday Sara Duterte. Pagtagumpayin ang mabubuting hangarin ng aking kapatid, ang Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, na mangibabaw sa mga mapangsariling nakapaligid sa kanya. At patuloy niyo pong kalingain ang sambayang Pilipino. Amen.
Please remain standing for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem and the Senate hymn, Senadong Marangal, of then Senate President Manuel L. Quezon, delivered nearly 108 years ago on October 16, 1916. Quezon's words spoke through the ages to future senators and serves as an immortal advice on how to carry out the burden of leadership and to honor the gift of the mandate of the people. In his words, he said, "We are here today to serve the people the way the people themselves want to be served. But it is necessary, however, to keep in mind that a different procedure is expected from the Senate than from a popular chamber. Wherever the bicameral legislature exists, it is assumed that the lower house will be like a very sensitive thermometer that will register in its action even the slightest and most momentary changes in popular sentiment. On the other hand, the Senate must represent the serene, mature, and prudent judgment of public opinion. In other words, the Senate must be a sure, unshakable dam destined to contain the exaltations and overflow of popular passion. If the voice of the people is the voice of God, it must be enclosed in the safe channel of serene reflection. Indeed, the most horrendous crime recorded in history, a crime that made the sky cry and the earth tremble, was a crime committed at the behest of an obstinate people at a time when fanaticism had blinded reason and abolished all human feeling. I am referring to the crucifixion at Golgotha. Our steps must be safe and numbered. We must act when we are certain that that opinion is consensuously formed. In case of conflict between private interests, we must harmonize the demands of the heterogeneous elements that make up our society so that the general interest always prevails. We must maintain the stability of our institutions and be the safeguard of public and private rights. The merit of our work must not be judged by the number of laws we dictate, but by their quality. It is even preferable